What if I told you the real difference between millionaires and everyone else isn't in what they buy, it's in what they don't sell? It's not the flashy cars, luxury homes, or high-tech gadgets that separate the wealthy from everyone else. The real edge comes from restraint, patience, and a long-term mindset. Most people react to fear and hype. When the stock market dips, they panic. When real estate prices wobble, they sell. When a trend goes viral, they jump in without a plan. They chase short-term gains, only to find themselves exhausted, over-leveraged, or worse, empty-handed when the dust settles. Millionaires, on the other hand, play a completely different game. They understand that true wealth isn't built overnight. It isn't the result of timing the market perfectly or catching every hot trend. It's the product of deliberate, disciplined choices made consistently over years or even decades. They know that the most valuable assets, whether properties, stocks, businesses, or even themselves, grow exponentially if left to compound over time. These individuals can sit through market volatility, ignore the noise of hype cycles, and stay committed to what they know has lasting value. They don't panic when the world seems uncertain. They use uncertainty as an opportunity to strengthen their positions. Their advantage isn't luck, it's patience, strategy, and the willingness to let time do the work that short-term thinking never could. Let's start with real estate. Sam Zell, famously known as the grave dancer of property investing, built his fortune by buying undervalued assets during market downturns and holding them for decades. Early on, he could have flipped some properties for a small profit, but the true wealth came years later as those assets multiplied in value and produced steady rental income. Even today, investors are applying the same principle in new ways. Real estate investment trusts, or REITs, allow ordinary investors to own a slice of high-value commercial or residential properties without the hassle of managing them directly. Those who consistently invest in quality REITs, such as office, industrial, or residential REITs, see their wealth grow over time, benefiting from both property appreciation and recurring dividends. Families like the Waltons or the Pritzkers didn't get rich by chasing trends or reacting to every market dip. They held premium properties through recessions, understanding that long-term value always wins. Similarly, modern investors who focus on prime urban real estate, growing suburban developments, or diversified REIT portfolios are following the same timeless strategy. Patience and persistence generate outsized returns. The principle here isn't limited to buildings, land, or REITs. It applies to all kinds of investments. Whether it's stocks, businesses, or your personal growth, the lesson is the same: consistent patience compounds over time, turning small, steady moves into lasting wealth. Take the stock market, for example. You don't need to be a financial genius to grow wealth here. You just need to adopt the same mindset of patience and long-term thinking that has made investors like Warren Buffett legendary. Not everyone can analyze every stock like Warren Buffett, and that's perfectly fine. The truth is, building wealth doesn't require being a financial genius. It requires patience, discipline, and a strategy that allows your money to grow steadily over time. Take Jeffrey Gundlach, known as the Bond King. He didn't chase trends or try to time the market perfectly. Instead, he focused on disciplined, patient investing, buying strong, well-managed companies and holding them for decades. Over time, dividends and the power of compounding steadily increased his wealth, showing that consistency often outperforms short-term speculation. Even Mark Cuban, despite being one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time, learned the hard way that chasing hype can lead to losses. His solution: diversified, automated investments, such as index funds, which spread risk across hundreds of companies and remove the emotional temptation to panic or sell during market dips. Over the years, these steady, disciplined investments quietly compounded, turning patience into real wealth. Other everyday examples prove this principle. Ordinary investors who consistently contribute to retirement accounts, dividend reinvestment plans, or diversified ETFs often end up wealthier than those who chase the latest hot stock tip or cryptocurrency trend. The lesson is simple: steady, consistent investing wins far more often than reckless speculation. And just like holding the right real estate or carefully chosen stocks, building wealth requires thinking far beyond the present moment, anticipating future trends, trusting in long-term growth, and committing to the journey for decades rather than months. True financial success comes to those who combine vision with patience and who resist the urge to react to every market fluctuation. This same principle applies when taking bold strategic bets on the future. Some of the greatest fortunes aren't built by following the crowd. They're built by making visionary decisions, choosing opportunities that may take years or even decades to fully pay off. This same principle applies when taking bold strategic bets on the future. Some of the greatest fortunes aren't built by following the crowd. They're built by making visionary decisions, choosing opportunities that may take years or even decades to fully pay off. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. In Amazon's early years, many investors doubted him. The stock wavered, critics questioned his strategy, and the pressure to deliver short-term results was enormous. Yet Bezos stayed the course, reinvesting profits into e-commerce infrastructure, cloud computing, and logistics. He wasn't chasing hype or trying to please skeptics. He was building the foundation for a company that would eventually dominate global commerce. His patience, strategic foresight, and willingness to bet on the future transformed a small online bookstore into a global powerhouse that reshaped multiple industries. Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx, followed a similar path in a completely different field. She spent years perfecting her product, learning about design, manufacturing, and marketing, and reinvesting profits back into her company instead of cashing out early. Her success didn't happen overnight. It came from trusting the long-term potential of her vision and allowing time, persistence, and strategic effort to compound her growth into a billion-dollar brand. Even in other industries, visionary bets pay off. Elon Musk invested heavily in industries that take years or even decades to mature, from electric cars to space exploration, understanding that the most disruptive ideas require patience and relentless execution. Jeff Bezos at GE focused on long-term technological innovations that many initially dismissed, knowing that meaningful transformation requires time. But here's the striking truth: some of the most powerful investments don't even appear on a stock ticker or a real estate listing. They're inside you. Your skills, knowledge, mindset, and reputation are the assets that, when nurtured consistently over time, can yield returns far beyond any financial instrument. The bets you make on yourself are often the ones that pay off the most. The most valuable asset a millionaire holds isn't a property, a stock, or even a tech company. It's themselves. Oprah Winfrey didn't quit when networks doubted her. She invested countless hours in improving her craft, building her brand, and cultivating trust with her audience, turning herself into a media empire that has influenced generations. Serena Williams didn't settle for small victories on the tennis court. She pushed herself beyond limits, refining her skills, building her mental toughness, and mastering her game to become one of the greatest athletes in history. Bill Gates didn't stop learning before Microsoft became a household name. He read voraciously, experimented relentlessly, and invested in his understanding of technology and business, which fueled his long-term success. Even outside the most famous examples, countless millionaires attribute their wealth to the time and energy they spent on themselves. Elon Musk studied relentlessly, not just in business but across physics, engineering, and technology, to position himself as a visionary in multiple industries. Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx, spent years learning marketing, product design, and negotiation before her company became a billion-dollar brand. These personal assets, your skills, knowledge, and reputation, grow steadily over time and aren't subject to market crashes, hype cycles, or short-term volatility. Unlike stocks or real estate, no external downturn can take them away. The longer you invest in yourself, the greater your returns become, compounding quietly yet powerfully. Every new skill, every connection, every lesson learned adds to your wealth portfolio in a way that no market fluctuation can ever diminish. Put simply, the most secure, most unstoppable form of wealth is the one you carry inside yourself. Cultivate it, protect it, and let it grow. It will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Here's the truth. Real wealth isn't built overnight. It's not about chasing every trend, trying to time the market perfectly, or reacting in fear when prices drop. True wealth comes from patience, discipline, and strategy. It's about identifying what truly matters, whether that's real estate, blue-chip stocks, visionary long-term investments, or the most powerful asset of all, yourself, and committing to it over the long haul. Millionaires understand this secret better than anyone. They don't panic when the market wavers. They don't sell because of short-term fear. Instead, they hold, they wait, and they let time and compounding do the work, transforming patience into unstoppable, lasting wealth. So today, ask yourself, are you letting time grow your wealth, or are you letting it slip away chasing quick wins? Are you reacting to every dip, or are you holding for the future like the truly wealthy do? When the market dips, make your choice. Will you panic, or will you stay the course? Type in the comments right now, I'm holding for life, because thinking like the wealthy isn't just a mindset, it's the very first step toward becoming one. And remember, wealth doesn't chase you, it grows for those who wait.